If you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about it. GMS fam, the green room. Welcome back to the GMS show. It is Monday. Happy Monday to everybody out there who is tuning in. I most appreciate every single one of you. I hope y'all had a really great weekend. I hope every mother out there had an incredible Mother's Day and got to spend it with their family and all their loved ones. We celebrate you. Thank you to all the mothers out there. We love you unconditionally. The ones that are always there, always on time, always taking care of their loved ones, always taking care of the kids, always taking care of the family, always giving words of encouragement, always sharing prayers, always. We love y'all, man. Shout out to the mothers out there. Now, we have some things to discuss. Man, now I want to open this up first by saying, I want to say this. If you are tuning in, tap into the live chat. Shout out where you're from. I want to know where you're tuning in from live. Rep yo city. I see you, Vale. I see you, Black. I see you, Glow. What's going on, man? GMS fam, tap in with me. I want to say this. I am going to try to do a panel soon. If anybody's interested, I want to get some of my FBA brothers and I want to get some of my African or Jamaican brothers to join the show so that we can have an open conversation and have some dialogue surrounding this ongoing back and forth, tit for tat, whatever you want to call it, beef, if you will, between one another. And I think it's going to be a very interesting show, interesting debate. So make sure if you are somebody who is interested in joining the panel or know somebody who is interested in joining the panel, let me know. Shout out, we got Indiana in the building. We got Forest Lake, Arkansas in the building. Forest City, Arkansas in the building. We got Jersey in the building. We got Bama in the building. What up, DJ? CDT Beats is in here from ATL. Ace of Spades is here. All right, let's start this off, man. We got to talk about the first thing to be first, and that is young Blicky Morant. Wick. Do we have to talk about Ja Morant? This is the craziest shit in the world. There's so many different opinions surrounding this, man, and I am just going to give you mine. First and foremost, I think that this is a very, very, very dumb thing to do. First and foremost, I think anybody is who understands the circumstances and understands where he is in the level of his career would agree that this is just stupid behavior. Doesn't make Ja a bad person. It doesn't make him a criminal because he didn't do anything illegal. It doesn't make him, a street dude either, which I think he's trying to play a character. It's the craziest shit in the world. It's like motherfuckers will go their whole life trying to pursue a dream only to get to that level and then start moving backwards because they're trying to prove a point or try to hold on to that persona or some type of ego or trying to prove something to your friends who really just are there to soak up whatever it is that you make. They there for the clout, they there for the money, they there for the bitches, and then that's it. Now, in this situation, man, this is the second time Ja has pulled up the blicky on IG Live. And I'm sitting here wondering, with the people that have the opinions of, oh, well, they just have a different opinion because he's a black man with a gun, or they just have a different opinion because, they don't want to respect the fact that he, it's the off season. He played for the Grizzlies, but they don't understand he live in Memphis, so you got to keep a. Nah, look, this isn't about any of that. I don't think it has anything to do with Ja being a black man with a gun, because for one, I do not see anybody being scared of Ja Morant. As a matter of fact, if Ja Morant was to walk into any building in America and people noticed who he was, they would run up to him to get a picture and an autograph. They would not run for their lives and say, oh my God, Ja's going to shoot me in the head. That's just my opinion. So nobody's scared. This is nothing about a black man with a gun and people fearing for their lives. This is about the position that he's in, the organization that he's a part of, and the fact that he clearly didn't learn from the first time. And it hasn't even been a solid 3 months since the first IG Live. This man, this is what's killing me, because the people that are defending these actions, they don't understand that this is the type of shit that we want to escape from. We want to escape from escaping accountability. We have to get away from escaping accountability. And there's people who enable the things that people do by trying to justify it instead of giving them words of encouragement or trying to help them move better, because of the simple fact that we are in real life. See, a lot of people want things to be different. I wish shit can be different. I wish a black man can hold up a gun or have firearms on him without people having a stigma surrounding him. But we live in America. And guess what? America views black people in a certain way. We have not been able to change that. So guess what? We have to move differently. It's not fair. It's not something that we want, but it's something that we had to adapt to because of the stigma. And that's just for me speaking on the people that want to talk about it being a black thing. Once again, I don't think it's that. I think it's a kid that's out here trying to squander his opportunities because he's trying to uphold an image or a character that he really isn't. See, it kills me that this dude had a whole sit down to talk about, oh, this isn't who I am. The gun wasn't mine. This isn't who I am or the type of image I want to uphold. And then immediately when you get back on the camera, see, this is what kills me as well. They tried to blame the friend. They tried to blame his friend, right? And let me tell you why I don't blame his friend. Because for one, Ja knew the camera was rolling. That's one. Ja being somebody who knew how much attention and how much backlash he was getting from the league, not from the public, but from the league, from that first IG Live, he should have known, well, my guy's recording, let me not do that. But wait, there's more. His friend holds up a finger gun in the video. This is how I know Ja's playing a character and he's trying to overcompensate for whatever it is he's trying to prove to whoever or whatever. because his homie is sitting there in the car holding up the finger gun. Ja could have did the same exact thing. You know what he did? He reached for the real thing. Now, at this point, I'm pretty sure people know you got it, or people know you keep it on you. So there's no need for you to prove it on camera. This isn't, and for the people talking about why can a black man carry a gun? See, there's a certain etiquette. There's a certain way that you should move. Now, I'm not saying that black men shouldn't be able to hold guns up in the air, but let me just tell you something. When you put all the key components together, it doesn't look right. You got him in the car blasting NBA YoungBoy of all people. And then he pulls out a gun. Oh my God. It doesn't make sense to me. And I cannot, and I've tried to, for the life of me, try to find a reason to be like, you know what, this is overboard. They shouldn't be paying attention to him like this. But here's the thing. You got to ask yourself, is he putting himself in this situation, or is it people's fault for paying attention? Whose fault is it really? Because nobody's making him do this. Also, I just want to say, for those who are like, oh, the league is, why are they even suspending him? The season's over. You can't even do nothing about it. Team meetings, who wants to be at team meetings? Guess what? Newsflash for those who don't know. You as an NBA player, just because your season is over does not mean your contract is on pause. Let me say that one more time. Just because your season is over, just because it's the off season, doesn't mean your contract with the NBA is on pause. Everything that you do during the season and during the off season is taken into account by the organization that you signed a contract with. I don't think people understand. They want certain freedoms after they sign contracts. That's not how this shit goes. That's literally not how it goes when you sign a contract. You are not free. When you sign a contract, you have signed your life over for a period of time for X amount of dollars. And I'm not trying to make it sound bad. I'm just trying to open up people's minds to the other side of reality. Because a lot of people are talking about what we should have or how things should be, when in reality, it's not that way. And on top of that, it's not even about NBA players carrying guns. I'm pretty sure majority, 99% of guys in the league have firearms. More than one. Some small arsenals. But you do not see them on IG Live or on any other social media platform trying to show them off to anybody. So I need to understand what the motive is behind this. Here's the quick video. I'm gonna show y'all the video. That's the video right here. His homie, see Ja knows they're on live. His friend holds up the paper gun. Ja's like, yeah. Next thing you know, instead of Ja doing the same exact thing, he said, I'm going to pull out the real gun. His friend, and they tried to blame his friend, bro. His friend looked over at the last minute. His friend looked over at the last minute, fucked up. He didn't mean to do it. I could tell he didn't mean to do it. Clearly, he fucked up. It wasn't on purpose. He tried to play it off like, yeah. Now he got that nigga, we finna be in trouble face. That's the and here's the thing. Oh, let me answer this too. Shout out Toke Champs. He said, if This young man has a $200 million net worth right now. Why don't he have his own personal papers for whatever gun? I'm sure he owns the gun legally. I'm pretty sure he owns the gun legally. I don't think that's even the conversation. It's just when you're with an organization, it doesn't matter if you own guns legally. There are certain things that you have to uphold. So I'll put it to you this way. If I have a small arsenal of weaponry, right? And then I go and sign a contract with a business somewhere. And in that contract, I have to uphold a certain image. I have to do certain things or not do certain things in that contract. And one of those things in those contracts happens to be the standard of how you're supposed to carry yourself as an NBA player or an employee for this organization. I'm not going to try to jeopardize that. Now, to be fair, I don't know exactly what rule it is in the NBA that says Ja can't hold up a gun on Instagram Live, but I will say this, after the last time he did it, we saw repercussions and consequences for his actions. And he did exactly the same. He did the same thing. Just held a gun up. They didn't penalize him for being in the strip club. They're not penalizing him for being on IG Live in the car with his homies. There is a penalization for him holding up a gun on IG Live, on his social media. So there must be a stipulation. There must be some type of rule behind him not doing this. So that's all I'm saying. Now, somebody else has something to say. And I am going to show you what they had to say. Listen to this.
Oh. So, Joc Morant, you like to play with guns, huh, boy? You like to play with guns, huh, boy? You like to play with guns. So instead of you just being in your house, buying all the guns you want, playing with all the guns you want off camera, you want to get in trouble for having a gun at a club, give a bullshit apology, and then show a gun on Instagram Live. I've heard of NBA young boy, but you NBA dumb boy.
All right, we're going to answer this question. Toke Champ says, what rule? I just Googled it. All right. The NBA takes gun matters very seriously, going so far as to collectively bargain a provision, Section 9 of Article, whatever article that is, which explicitly prohibits players possessing a firearm of any kind in numerous settings. In numerous settings. So I don't know about all those, all the settings or where it takes place. But all I know is that there's rules and regulations behind this. Also, given the fact that it's the NBA and there's an image to uphold and there's fucking children who pay attention to the league. That's all I'm saying.
You got to be the dumbest motherfucker in the league. You got $231 million promised to you, and you want to be a fucking thug? Yeah, it's okay for you to have a gun. You have you have a right. You have a Second Amendment right to have a gun. But what the fuck do you keep pulling it out menacing for? What is up with all this music you keep listening to? Is this music putting you in a trance, dumbass boy? Because this music is about to cost you your fucking career. You're going to be bouncing around with niggas all day long, just listening to music in the backyard of a goddamn shack if you keep on being a jackass. You was an NBA dumb boy, and your friends ain't your goddamn friend. Because I done dumb shit before, and you know when I noticed a real friend, they're going to tell you when you wrong, and then they ain't going to argue with you, but they just not going to participate and go with you in the bullshit. See, a real friend don't keep telling no man over and over and over what's right and what's wrong. You just tell them and you let them make their own decision. But you don't, I wouldn't be the friend in the car next with you recording you doing something stupid. That nigga that got that cell phone and knew you got a gun and know you dumb enough to pull it out on camera, he should have never been recording your dumb ass because you NBA dumb boy. Thank God you can shoot a goddamn basketball, you can jump, because that's about all you can do. Your brain is fucked up. Because you
Damn,
got
Kwame.
200.
Damn, Kwame. Hey, Black made a good point. He said, question is, Kwame doing the same thing what Stephen A. did, attack a black man in the media? Good question. Good question. See, a lot of people get caught up in the internet side of things and whatever is more comfortable or more lucrative for them on that side, they'll do it. It isn't always a bad thing, but when you contradict yourself, people gonna notice. And to tell you the truth, a lot of people's critiques on certain individuals come from a place of them already not liking them. So they'll contradict themselves because of the fact that they don't like a person, and so they're already thinking from a biased standpoint. So he's not seeing from his standpoint that he's attacking a black man. To him, he's thinking that he's just giving tough love. When in reality, there's no difference from it. If Stephen A. went on his show and called Joc Morant NBA dumb boy, Kwame would have been going in on Stephen A. Smith. You know what I'm saying? He would. I'm just saying. It would. Trust me. If Stephen A. went on TV and called Joc Morant NBA dumb boy, he would have said, "You up there calling him dumb in front of these white folks." I see it coming. I already know how niggas do. But was Kwame wrong for what he was saying? Two things can be true.
$131 million and you trying to be a street nigga? What kind of dumbass shit is that? Them niggas don't think you know street nigga, dumbass boy. Them niggas can't wait for your dumbass to come to the chain gang. They gonna see how high your ass jump. Your ass gonna be playing ball at goddamn Pelican Bay, jumping over niggas in the chain gang. They gonna
now he want to put on the acting skills. All right, Kwame, that's enough. Now, Dr. Umar also has something to say, and I kind of like this perspective. Dr. Umar does say some things that make sense. A lot of the times, I do think Dr. Umar be trolling. I'm sorry for anybody who actually, really follows him seriously. I don't have anything against Dr. Umar. I just be thinking he trolling sometimes, and it's hard to think that he's not with some of the things that he does. But like I said, he be saying some real shit. Here's what he had to say about the Joc Morant situation. He said, "You have to be careful, young prince. Someone in your crew is a hater. There was no need to go live nor post that activity on social media. They wanted to expose you to the NBA power structure. You cannot have people around you who aren't invested in your success. Clean out your inner circle. However, if you don't start making better decisions and practicing better discernment, your career will soon be over. The only reason they haven't destroyed you is due to your marketing power. You are a major earner for the basketball plantation. Nonetheless, in their eyes, an uncontrollable slave is a useless one. It's time to grow up and mature. Without discipline, we can achieve nothing. You need to surround yourself with responsible black men. It's time to leave the streets behind." Well, Dr. Umar, I agree with your message. I still don't agree that it was his friend's fault. I'm tired of people trying to blame the friend when Joc Morant is a grown-ass man who makes his own decisions, who just got in trouble for the same exact shit less than 3 months ago, but still decided to do the same shit. It is Joc Morant's fault, all right? All of his fault, 100% his fault. I can't put blame on his friends. I cannot put blame on his friends. You want to know why? Because even after this, Ja's going to be around the same people. He has to be able to make the choice. You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make them drink it. Now, although I'm not blaming his friend, I do have to say this about people who you have around who will watch you self-destruct and not actually stop you from making a bad decision, especially when you are in a position to better your life and everybody's life around you. If you have friends who know your position in life, who will allow you to crash out or jeopardize anything you have going on, they are not your real friends and they are not there for you. There's no genuine loyalty, respect, or love or care in that situation. And the fact that you believe because y'all have fun together that that's enough to keep somebody around as your friend, You have to reevaluate what matters to you. What characters, what type of character that the person that is around you plays, what type of position, what type of personality, what type of traits do they bring? You have to pay attention to things like that. It's cool to turn up. It's cool to go to the club with your homies. It's cool to be in the car blasting shit. Oh, I'm rich. I'm a NBA star. I can do what I want. It's cool until you realize that certain things you cannot just do. Like I said earlier, when you sign that contract, you are stripping away certain freedoms in your life. And when you sign that contract, you have to accept that before you even do it. And a lot of these people only think about the materialistic shit, the fun they gonna have, the money they gonna get, the hoes they might fuck. They only thinking about the fun side of things. They never think about the downside. Something as simple as you holding up your own legal firearm on Instagram Live will cost you money. And then dumb motherfuckers don't think about it because they have millions and be like, man, I got a guaranteed $200 million. They find me $150K. So what? That's pocket change. I got $200 million in the bank. Until you realize you have to spend that money to survive. You have to pay bills. You have to take care of your family. Guess what happens when the league says, well, we can't do nothing with you because you continue to do stupid shit and we don't want to have that on our organization. What are you going to rely on? What's going to happen when those endorsements start to grab all the fucking contracts away from you and say, you know what, you broke contract, we don't need you or we can't use you, and we'll go and find another superstar because Joc Morant isn't the only superstar in the NBA and he won't be the last. That's another thing. He's replaceable. Although he is a superstar, although he generates money and ad revenue, and he can definitely help a team in the NBA, any team. A lot of that doesn't matter when so much money is tied up in it that has nothing to do with being on the fucking court. The NBA as an organization needs those ad dollars, those selfish, greedy bitches. And these people sign up for this. They work their whole life for this, only to try to hold themselves back. Simply, like, think about this. What would you do? Question chat. This is a question for you. I saw this on Twitter. It's a great question. Such a great question. If you had to pick between $200 million guaranteed or holding up a gun on Instagram Live and not getting that $200 million guaranteed, which would you do? Now, I'm not saying this is his situation right now because we still have to find out what the ramifications are for his actions. We still don't know. We know that they suspended him from all team shit that's going on, which is just team meetings because they ain't working out, they ain't practicing, they ain't doing none of that, just team meetings. We still got to figure out what it is that they're going to punish him with. But what would you do? What would you accept? Would you accept the $200 million? Or would you say, fuck it, I need to show this gun off. I need to show the world what I got. I need to prove a point. Is it easy? I'm wondering if it is easy. Is it easy? Well, I mean, you got to ask yourself, is it easy? Because it seems like it's very hard to do. We're literally watching somebody with a... Is it easy, really? I didn't think it was easy because clearly we seeing somebody who is dumb enough to do so. But as more news comes in, I will keep y'all updated. The Memphis Grizzlies have a lot to think about. The NBA has a lot of decision making to do. But as they do that, I will keep y'all posted on everything. Sorry about the feedback. I had to fix my mic. But just be prepared for what it is to come. I know a lot of people are going to try to say that whatever is going to happen is too harsh, but I'll tell you like this. If I fuck up once and don't learn from my fuck up, and then I fuck up again, well, whatever comes with it, comes with it. Now, Jamie Foxx, man, this situation right here, this is deeper than what we think. Very, very, very much more deeper than what we think. So we got to update because all we've been seeing is reports from different outlets, no official statements. See, here's the thing. When reports come out from news outlets or these social media platforms, usually when the statement is authentic and it's real, they quote the person or say where they got the statement from. A lot of the times, if you read an update or you read an article or something about somebody and you say or you hear or you see the headline that says, oh, the family said this or sources say this, a lot of the times it's not true. And in this case with Jamie Foxx, when he first went to the hospital, we heard that he was suffering from a medical complication. And then immediately the next day we heard he had a stroke. So then it started going around the internet that Jamie Foxx had a stroke. And then after it started going around they had a stroke, more news outlets kept reporting that it was a medical complication because guess what? They didn't actually know if he had a stroke or not. It just was the rumor. And then when they said that next thing you know, they said, oh, he's in recovery. Oh, he's in recovery? Okay, well, then we're going to have to see Jamie soon. Thank God he's recovering. Then all of a sudden last week, we get another update from a social media platform saying the family is now preparing for the worst. So then everybody's like, oh man, like, oh shit, don't let this happen to Jamie. Like Jamie of all people, Jamie Foxx really finna check out like this? So that report ended up prompting his daughter to post on her Instagram account, Corinne Foxx. She posted to her Instagram, update from the family. Sad to see how the media runs wild. My dad has been out of the hospital for weeks, recuperating. In fact, he was playing pickleball yesterday. Thanks for everyone's prayers and support. We have an exciting work announcement coming next week too. Interesting. Now, let me tell you why what happened in his case is bad. Perfect example down here. My guy down here says that nigga dead. He been dead. Oh, really? And we know this because of what? Because it was confirmed by the family or by the hospital? Did we see a coroner's report? Or did that come through social media conspiracies? Pick one. Because I have not seen it confirmed that Jamie Foxx is dead. Now, if somebody comes back and be like, well, of course they're not going to confirm it because it's Hollywood and people die and they make clones or people have them dead for... Listen, man. Look. I'm speaking and thinking from a place of logic and common sense. If I'm being told that this person or that this person's family didn't make any statements and that the media is the only one making statements and throwing them out their ass, why am I now making up more of a fucking conspiracy after the family finally comes out and makes a statement? I seen somebody say, why isn't Jamie come out and make a statement? If he's alive and if he's doing well, why didn't he make a statement? Because they didn't make a statement in the first place. They weren't even the one to say he was in the hospital. Do y'all even know that? That has been confirmed. That has been confirmed. They never even said anything about him being in the hospital. When you get checked in, your name comes in. So I'm assuming that somebody who works there at the hospital found out Jamie was at the hospital and they went and said something, and then that's when the media's shit starts sparking. Now, I don't discredit certain things happening in Hollywood. But if you can't tell me how you know he's dead, then you can't say for a fact that he is. You got to have more common sense than that. People who speak factually about things they don't know, it seems weird. I'm just saying. Got love for you. But we got to have common sense. We got to speak with logic around here. If you don't know, you can't say for a fact. Because that shit leads to those conversations that people be having with other people on social media, outside of social media. Then you start spreading out these conspiracies because you got to try to prove that the nigga's dead when you don't even know the motherfucker's dead. Now more people are thinking he is and trying to run with conspiracies because X, Y, and Z said it and not because it was confirmed. That's all I'm saying. I don't, and let me tell you this. Matter of fact, let me let you know that I'm, for one, on y'all side about a lot of this shit. Elon Musk is not a real person. I know I could tell you. I could tell you what I've seen with my eyes and why I don't believe. And I would give myself the benefit of the doubt and say I'm giving an educational guess that Elon Musk is not a real human. Look how that nigga's shaped. I have seen the most oblong shaped people. I have seen the most contorted individuals with disabilities. This man is not obese, nor does he have a disability that has morphed his body. That man is just built that way. As a matter of fact, hold on. Let's escape this real quick. Can I tell you my theory? Can I tell you my theory? Since I want y'all to understand that I understand conspiracy theories just as much as y'all, because I came up with a whole theory myself. Elon Musk is not a real human being. He is an extraterrestrial from some other planet. He has been trying to get all of us here in America to try to go to Mars for so long. He's been trying to build this spaceship so we can go back to Mars, not because he wants to build another civilization. It's because he wants to go back home. He's tired of this planet. He wants to go home. He wants to see his wife and his kids. Elon Musk came here around the time that the Area 51 was created, aka the time when that fucking random spaceship must have crashed down and they said, you know what, we're gonna block off this whole area and we're gonna study this ship, we're gonna study these creatures, we're gonna do all this shit. The crash landing happened. His mom was dead off of impact. Elon was saved because of the special force field that was wrapped around him, and then they took him in as their own, and they fucking raised this little fucking half-breed baby of whatever type of shit that's conjured in his DNA, and he was giving them all sorts of secrets. Why do you think that we advance so much technology, like so fucking far into the future, technical wise, so quickly? It's because Elon Musk knew all this shit. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna back up my statements. Trust me, I'm not just talking out my ass. Elon Musk has helped them build spacecrafts. He's helped them build satellites. He's helped scientists figure out equations and how far galaxies are, all this shit. He's done all this shit because their technology is much more advanced than ours. Then let me tell you this. Then Elon was like, you know what? I'm going to start building self-driving cars because I'm so advanced. I just know how to do that. And they tried to do the self-driving cars before, but it didn't work because humans don't know how to do that. Only Elon did. So he made the Tesla, and now everybody's driving Teslas and shit. And the only Teslas that crash is the ones that the humans tried to replicate from Elon. But Elon was like, haha, you see, niggas is dead over there because you didn't make it like how I made it. You just tried to replicate the shit. Also, SpaceX, the motherfucking spacecraft, right? He already perfected that at a young age. So he's, not allowing. Let me tell you something. If you look up SpaceX takeoffs and landings, all them motherfuckers blow up as soon as they land. You want to know why? Because Elon figured out he's not fucking letting our dumbasses go to fucking Mars, because we will ruin that civilization like we're ruining it here. So he's not trying to let us go. He's going to keep fucking sending that shit up into the sky and then bringing it down, letting it land gracefully and then letting it explode, because he doesn't want us to have the technology. Also, the nigga's built like a goddamn uncooked turkey. He's an extraterrestrial, all right? Now, back to Jamie Foxx. Let me just say, let me move away from the conspiracies. Let's talk about something that's real. Something that we can see in front of us. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because the media outlets that reported this were media outlets who clearly, and one thing we all can agree on is clearly didn't even get any type of information from the family about Jamie. They just wanted to over sensationalize shit, because it's not about being correct or factual with your reporting. It's about being the first to report it. When I tell you these media outlets, whether it be TMZ, whether it be the Shade Room, whether it be Rap TV or Daily Loud or Say Cheese or any of these outlets that got major traction and got major buzz, they have hundreds of people scoundreling the internet and trying to catch up or go to the fucking hospital that somebody's at to try to get information, because they want to be first that bad. It's about being first. It's not about being right, because you can put up a totally fabricated story, but as long as you were the first person to put it up, you're going to be the one to get the traction. You're going to get the likes, the retweets, and the followers. All of that. Now, Rap TV was the first, I think, the first outlet to report that Jamie Foxx was doing bad and his family was preparing for the worst, which prompted his daughter to make the Instagram post. For a long time, people have been trying to call out these platforms by being owned by white people or anybody of a different race who isn't of the culture or isn't even anywhere near the understanding of what black culture is, and posting shit about black people or of black culture and getting the most traction on their page and making livings and being millionaires off of this type of shit. And people have been trying to call it out for years, and these guys have continued to come back with excuses. Listen to what Kev on stage said. This video actually started going viral because in the past, other people that tried to bring this up didn't have the type of audience that Kev on stage did. So it didn't get as much traction as it should have. But now 37,000 likes, 13,000 retweets, and 7 million views later, this is the message that's being put out there. And the first thing you see when you type in Jamie Foxx on Twitter, listen to this.
First of all, I'm sad that Jamie Foxx's daughter Corinne had to even refute this Rap TV post that said the family was reportedly preparing for the worst. I'm glad that she said that Jamie's been out of the hospital for weeks and recuperating, even played pickup ball. But I'm mad that Rap TV even got this rumor started. So I asked myself, who is Rap TV? Because they make all these posts about black people, hip hop communities, this and that. Who are these people that they could get a rumor going like this that she had to refute? And look who owns Rap TV. Does this look like the person you thought owned Rap TV?
Surprise.
Didn't look like it to me. Who else works at Rap TV? Let's just take a look. I went down to the LinkedIn. I said, well, who's over here? Who's in charge of the post? Well, look who we got here. Look.
A whole list of white men. We got Griffin From, Jordan Morandini, Logan Stout, Noah Carpenter, Bo Peep Harrison, Jake McGrady.
Look at the head of content. Look at Griffin From. Wow, he's the head of content for Rap TV. Look.
This nigga looks like his last name. Griffin From F-U-R-M. This man looks like a From. Like, he looks like what his name is. That's insane.
Jordan Mordini. He's the head of music partnerships at Rap TV. Look at Logan Stout, operations manager Rap TV. Look at Tyler Perry. That ain't the Tyler Perry I thought would be associated with Rap TV. Why are people who look like this whole business Rap TV, look at their Instagram, look at their posts, look at the faces of the people on the post. Look who they create stories about. Look how many followers they got just on Instagram. 10 million just on Instagram. On Twitter, they go viral all the time. They are apparently, according to them, the biggest hip hop community in the world. Daniel Snow's been a proven expert that's launched viral e-commerce brands himself over the course of 3.5 years, generating close to $50 million in revenue.
Jesus.
Off of who?
Oh my
Off of
God.
what?
And ask the head of Rap TV if he has donated any of that money to any black organizations. You know, like how they be trying to get our people to do when they post links on Twitter, or when they do or say what's on their mind, they have them go meet with people and they have them go donate fucking money to organizations and shit. I don't ever see that happening.
These are the people behind Rap TV. And I'm not saying rap is only for black people and black culture, but they're creating stories that are false. Got the actual family of Jamie Foxx saying, oh man, this ain't even true. Who is starting these rumors? And look who it is. Now, I love Jamie Foxx. You know, I'm scared for him, praying for him, but I'm waiting for the family to say he's okay. But every day we got to deal with rumors like this. And then Rap TV gonna post her post and act like they aren't the ones that she's responding to. Because it's just content to them. It don't matter what happens, who gets mad, none of that stuff. It's just content for them. They use that content to get brand deals and partnerships because we follow them and we click on them and they profit.
So that's the problem. That's one of the problems right there. If you have a Twitter, unfollow people like Daily Loud, unfollow Rap, unfollow my mixtapes, because even my nigga, we not just talking about one person. Daily Loud isn't owned by black people. There's another outlet on Twitter that gets a lot of likes and retweets and shares a bunch of black culture shit, and it's not run by a black man. It's run by Danny Dueñez. So I'm just saying, we have to watch who we pay attention to and who we give the clicks and who we give the traffic to, because a lot of these people are making a lot of money off of the culture, not of it, not from it, and disrespect it and don't give a fuck about it. That goes for every crevice of the culture, whether it be music, entertainment, anything. We have to hold these places accountable, for real. Now, speaking of my mixtapes, holy, I saw this post on Instagram of a Mr. Young Joc. We cut the music off. Is there any sadder music? I need sadder music. Do we not have sadder music around here? I need some type of sadder music. Oh, here we go. This is rapper Young Joc took to his Instagram to speak on the troubles that we are having in the black community. He was brought to tears as his hands came together and his fingers interlocked, as if he was praying, asking the Lord to save our young black children, our young black men and women, the future of our melanated skin. As those tears dropped from his face and you saw the emotions pour into that Instagram video, he left you with this message here that reads, raw emotions, no hiding behind facades. Can I cry in front of the world? Why am I crying? This world is such a wicked place at times. Our kids are dying before they can live in these streets. Our homes are filled with hate because it's all around us. Destruction is prevalent. Drugs running rampant in our community. So many are confused. Ascension is a necessity. Let it out in front of the world. Do you ever feel like just letting it all out? Some will laugh, and that's expected. Some will tap in to see if I'm okay, and that's appreciated. I beg for mercy on all of us. No soul unaccounted for. I love you. I love you. Now, although I am not an advocate of somebody turning the camera on and recording themselves crying, I think it's one of the most weirdest things that a person can ever do. I'm not even lying. I'm not trying to be funny. I think that is the weirdest thing that a person can do. And I'm gonna tell you why, because when you're emotional and you start to cry, it's supposed to be a feeling. It's supposed to be an emotional time for you. To start crying and then to take out your phone, swipe up, and then it'd be funny because you probably can't even do the facial recognition shit. You can't do because you're crying and you got tears in your eyes, so you got to type your code in. And then after you type your code in, you got to go to one of these social media apps. Then you got to go from the fucking social media app and then click on the fucking video to try to make a video, and then you have to record yourself, right? But it doesn't just stop there. You can't just record yourself because oop, you fucked up. You sneezed or some shit. Now you got to restart the video and then record yourself again. And then when you record it, you're like, oh man, this doesn't really look like I'm crying too hard. And you got to stop and like think of something even worse and start crying more. And then it's like, all right, I got it. I got the tears flowing. And then you press record and then you start going. That's what I think about every single time I see somebody on the internet showing themselves crying. I'm sorry. If that sounds insensitive, let it be. But I will say this. The message behind it is very accurate. We do have a problem in our own community that has been addressed but hasn't been actively isn't being actively reversed or being taken care of. And I don't doubt that there are people in certain communities who feel this way and want to see better for their people and for their communities. Young Joc, I don't know how much he's in these areas or if he even lives around these areas or whatnot. But I don't see him this may sound insensitive again, but I just don't see him relating that much to the point where he's on the internet crying. I think once again, people know their position. They know the followers they have. They know that they go viral for certain things. He knew this would go viral. He knew once he posted this, people were going to start sharing it. And the thing is, he has a platform. This is another reason why I feel like this is a performance, because Young Joc is on the radio. He has a radio show, I believe. I think he's on the radio in Atlanta. You have a radio show. You talk to people every morning. Why aren't you saying this on the radio? Why'd you put this on Instagram? But people do what they do. People do what they do. I can't dictate. I'm not saying he's wrong or right for it. It just seems a little performative. But either way, like I said, I agree with the message. The message is there. It's very clear, and I do also hope that there is some type of better days coming for our community on top of everything else that we have to deal with on a daily basis. Now, a couple things I want to say before I leave here. There's a couple UFC guys who are going through it right now. First and foremost, I saw this post. Now, I don't know, you guys probably don't know this guy, but this guy goes by the name of Tim Elliott. He's a UFC fighter, and his wife sitting there right next to him looking all jolly and happy like, yeah, good job, my husband. Her name is Gina Mazzani. Gina was put on blast by her husband here, Tim Elliott, for cheating on her. And not just cheating on her, but cheating on him with his friend, his best friend. He accused her of cheating with his best friend, and not only with the best friend, but the guy that was at his wedding. He posted a picture of her talking into the mic saying vows to his daughter. The man she was cheating with was holding the microphone for her while she spoke vows to this man's daughter. Vile bitch. And that's not the worst of it. On their wedding night, she smashed that man. No, he's a white guy. He's a white guy. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. This woman turned off her comments on Instagram. His friend liked the post and then quickly unliked it because he realized that people can see his likes. There's a lot of people out there that don't understand that your likes are visible, maybe because they don't pay too much attention to Twitter like that. But I just want to let y'all know that if you have a Twitter account and you like things, your likes will pop up. Your likes will pop up and people will see what it is that you like. A lot of athletes, entertainers, and other flunkies have been caught liking things on Twitter that they shouldn't have been liking, or would be embarrassed to know that people know that they liked it and don't even know it. I would go into detail, but I'll spare you. Another situation, oh my God, style bender himself, Israel Adesanya. His ex-girlfriend, Charlotte Powdrell. She is taking Israel to court to get half of his wealth because they dated for too long. Israel and Charlotte never married and they don't have any children, but she believes she's entitled to half of his assets for dating him for too long. Listen here, man. If this isn't the most blasphemous shit you ever heard in your life, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. What makes her feel she is entitled to half the earnings? I'm wondering. I'm curious. Insane behavior, am I right? He said, King Gambit say, LOL, yep, get all his money, Becky. Hey, man. I don't know. Stylebender was defending Joe Rogan. Or wait, no. Was it Joe Rogan? I think it was Joe Rogan. I don't know. I don't have a problem with Joe Rogan. I think his use of the N-word was him trying to be edgy and not necessarily racist. It was just, here's the thing. I have enough sense to know when people are trying to be edgy and when they're trying to be the guy that doesn't follow the rules, or be like, yeah, I'm saying it because you should know that I'm not like that, when in reality you should just have enough respect not to say the shit. So I hold him accountable for that shit. But do I think Joe Rogan's racist? No, I don't think he's racist. But being a black man, defending it in any form, whether he's racist or not, makes you look like a dummy. And it makes you look like one of those dudes who just be like, man, give the white people a break. Like, bro, what the fuck? Shut the fuck up with that shit. White people are not victims, man. That victim mentality shit is crazy. Wasn't that the same shit they were saying to us like a couple years ago? Oh, black people try to play the victim. Now all of a sudden we see a bunch of white people talking about, black people want reparations. My family never owned slaves, and I never owned slaves. You never were a slave. I don't owe you anything, and I don't know why you try to make me feel bad for shit that I never did. Shut the fuck up. Shut your bitch ass up. You're not a victim. You ain't going through it. Shut up. Now this is the wildest shit that I've seen. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend doing anything like that, ladies. That's very wicked, and it's gonna put a bad stain on your resume for the next man you get involved with. I'm telling you right now, any other man that gets involved with this woman who used to date Stylebender is gonna be an idiot. because you're dating a woman who thinks already, because y'all together, that she is entitled to half of everything that you got. She don't need to work for it. She don't need to go out here and be a fucking adult, a responsible adult. She is expecting a handout. Everything that's probably been handed to her while she was with him. That's probably why he was gone after that, gone in the first place. Like, bitch, you don't do nothing. I get up, you're doing nothing. I leave to go do press, to do workouts, to go fight. You're doing nothing. When I come home, you're doing nothing. All you do is expect me to do for you. Well, guess what? If you aren't providing anything else but your hand, I got to get the fuck out of here. Plain and simple. Now, GMS fam, the green room, before I get out of here, I do got to tell y'all one thing. I'm going to give y'all a quick review. The new Tupac docu-series came out on Hulu called Dear Mama, and I watched every last episode. Now, I was very hesitant in the beginning to want to watch it because I thought to myself, man, it's been, I don't know how many years since Tupac's died. I've seen every video. I've seen every documentary. I've seen every movie. I've heard every story. I've seen all the YouTube clips and videos and side shit. I've heard all the interviews with his homies. I've heard all the extra behind the shits with Death Row, with Snoop, with Dr. Dre. What the fuck more can we know about Tupac? When I tell you I was surprised, that's an understatement. This was supposed to be the docu-series or documentary that came out first before anything. Also, let me answer that. FBA scholar, he said, before you have the FBA Jamaican debate, where do you stand? I stand with the FBAs all day. I stand with my black people. I stand with my black Americans. I stand with y'all 10 toes down, 100%, no question, no if, ands, or buts, no, maybe, no, well, I don't know, I guess, or, you know, maybe they have a point here. I stand with y'all firmly. I just want y'all to know that I want to be fair in that situation. When we do have the debate, or when that happens, I want people to get their opinions off. I want them to get their shit off. They can say what they want to say. I don't want people to get disrespectful, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and I hope y'all tune in for that. But let me just say that, for one, the stigma around, or not even the perception of Tupac being a gangster wasn't about him trying to necessarily be something he wasn't, more so using the persona to get his message out there, because this was the persona that was catching the eyes and the ears of the public. I think Tupac was an incredible actor. He was able to act and play that character of the rapper Tupac extremely well, to the point where people got invested with him. And when you invest in something, you have an attachment to it. And when you hear the certain stories from this docuseries, because I don't want to give it all away, I want y'all to be able to go watch it on Hulu. But so many things were passed to me from that documentary, as far as like new footage, you know, new perspective. Getting to see his aunt really talk and really express herself the way that she wanted to. Hearing different people's perspectives, seeing the different people who were involved in Tupac's life early on and during his career, hearing the different stories, knowing that he was just the type of person that he really gave a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really gave a fuck in a different way. And I think he's the type of person that understands life in its current form and wanting to be somebody to change the trajectory of where life goes in the future. which is a great way to look at life, in my opinion, because you do have to adapt to the times, but you also have to make sure that you don't stay there. You have to make sure that you elevate or try to elevate the people around you. And his way of doing that was trying to constantly keep people aware of who they are, what they wanted to be, what they could be. There was never a point in life for Tupac where he felt like people should be limited to one thing, which to me is very inspiring, because I feel like a lot of the times, not just everybody, but specifically black kids, young black men, are sort of pushed into a box of trying to be one thing. That one thing being a rapper, or being an athlete, or being an entertainer. And then with the help of social media, now people want to be social media influencers and shit. People want to be TikTokers. People want to be YouTubers. People want to be on Twitch. They trying to be like the Speeds and the Kai Cenats of the world and shit. But things that make a certain difference in the world, when different occupations that you could take up to actually change more than just your life, but people around you, we don't have that type of encouragement to do. And to know his background with the Panthers, I already knew about his background with the Panthers, but I didn't know it to a certain extent with everybody who was involved, you know, how many people actually revered him. And it's just, it was a very, very good documentary to watch, man. Sad to know that he crashed out in a place where he didn't even want to be at. You know, I didn't know that part about the story. I didn't know that Pac didn't want to go to Vegas at all. I didn't know that. It was probably told in the past. I just probably never seen it, but I didn't know that he didn't want to be there, which makes, you know, all what happened even worse. You know what I'm saying? So, just a very, 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 very good documentary, man. I really encourage y'all to go see it, go watch it, especially if you're a Pac fan. You're gonna see a lot of the things that you may not have seen over the years. You're gonna be hearing some audio, seeing some video from Pac that you probably never seen. It's dope, man. It's dope, and I recommend it. I say it was a 10 out of 10. You know, 10 out of 10. RP to Tupac and Afeni Shakur. Very solid woman, man. Very solid woman. Very, very solid. Somebody who embraced being human, flaws and all, and still continued on to try to push a positive message and try to encourage other people. You know, a lot of people go through certain hardships, and that's it for them. They say they stay focused on themselves and trying to continue to improve themselves. I don't think Afeni ever had a chance to really sit back and work on herself more so than trying to work on everybody else and try to encourage other people and go to these speaking events and try to talk to the youth and talk to other black men and black women to try to help them see it in a different way, see things in a different light. So I really appreciated, you know, that perspective and how they really celebrated her life as well. So go see Dear Mama on Hulu. They not paying me. Just take my word for it, all right? GMS fam, the Green Room. It has been a dope show today on this Monday. I need y'all to do me a big favor, man. Hit that like button on the way out. Follow me on my socials. I follow everybody back. Hit the Cash App today if you are feeling generous. I most appreciate it. GMS fam, I will see y'all in that comment section of the video when the live is over. You will help the show and the algorithms by going into that comment section, man. If you watching, shout out where you from right now. I gotta know. Hey, GMS. Where y'all at? West Palm Beach, Florida in the building. Forest City, Arkansas in the building. Peace out, KP. Smoke something if you got it. You know the drill. GMS fam. Vail is in the building. Shout out to Vallejo. Vallejo. Smoke something if you got it. Smoke something if you got it. What up, Daryl? Lexington, Massachusetts in the building. I appreciate everybody that tunes in all over America and select places overseas. I really do, man. It'd be dope coming over here live with y'all, man. I love doing this shit every week. And I'ma see y'all Wednesday, and I'ma see y'all Friday. My brother AP is gonna be out of town, so it's just gonna be a GMS show on Friday. No 3Gs, but we will get back to it next week. As always, shout out AP, shout out Pac G, shout out Binky. GMS fam, the green room. Enjoy the rest of your day. It is 74 degrees here in Minnesota and sunny. Go get some fresh air. Breathe that shit in. Inhale and exhale. Roll something up. GMS fam, the green room. We out.